Has Victor Hugo joined B team for CJI2? That's the question I, Ross, am asking on this solo edition of the Jiu Jitsu Oracle. So please let me know your thoughts on it. Get into the comments on our YouTube channel. This is a solo edition because Callum's away and he's going to be away for a bit in the future. So you may be seeing some more of this type of episode. But we want to keep up to date with all the goings on in the submission grappling world. The biggest event of which this year, 2025, is going to be CJI2, the team event with 8 teams. B team are confirmed as one of the teams in the tournament. And event organizer and one of the founders of B team, Craig Jones, recently gave an interview where he may well have given the names of the B team competitors who will comprise their team. I say may well have given because when he said the names, they were bleeped out. But I've done my best at lip reading to try and work out who he said, and there's plenty of speculation as to the names online. So it looks like under 66 kilograms, we're going to have Ethan Crelinsten. Under 77, Jozef Chen. Under 88, Chris Wojcik, not J-Rod. So let me know what you think about that. Is Chris a better pick for this tournament than J-Rod? I think Ethan and Jozef, being at the lighter weights, were pretty safe bets. Under 99 could be Nicky Rod. That was the hardest name for me in lip read that came out of Craig's mouth. Does it make sense for Nicky Rod to drop down from the over 99 category to the under 99 category to make way, perhaps, for Victor Hugo? And it seems like Victor Hugo might be taking the wildcard slot for B team. Every team, all 8 teams in the tournament, have a wildcard. Should they want to play it, they can bring in a grappler from outside of their team or outside of the continent for the 3 continental teams. And it looks like B team might have played their card and brought in Victor Hugo. Victor Hugo, who has been Nicky Rod's kryptonite in competition, racking up wins over Nicky Rod, including one very recently. So maybe B team have looked at that and thought Victor Hugo's the guy for us. Victor won't be competing for his gym because he competes out of 6 blades, and I don't believe they're going to be taking part in the tournament. Was a contender for the Americas team. More on the Americas team later because there's been some news come out about that. But it looks like B team have made their play early and brought him in. If, this is a big if my lip reading was correct. But let me know what you think. Did you watch Craig's interview and did you pick up the same thing as me? And what do you think of that starting 5 for B team if that's who they go into the tournament with? Ethan, Jozef, Chris, Nicky Rod, and Victor Hugo. I mentioned the Americas team. It's been confirmed that their coach is going to be Greg Souders, and perhaps unsurprisingly, Greg's picked, I'd say the best athlete that he coaches at Standard Jiu-Jitsu. DeAndre Corby is his guy for the under 66 kilogram division. DeAndre's stock definitely rose a lot recently with a really impressive win over Diego Pato, who some have as the best under 66 grappler in the world. So I think DeAndre's a good pick for that team. Although in taking him, there are lots of great under 66 guys across South America, obviously in particular Brazil, and the Americas, in particular North America. So that definitely opens up some guys who could fill wildcard slots for other teams that are going to be in CJI2. And if memory serves me well, Lachlan Giles, coach of the Australasia team, has said that he's going to spend his wildcard pick on an under 66 guy. And I think he might have even said that he has already secured an under 66 guy for their roster, which I believe is also going to include Levi Jones-Leary and Lucas Kennard. And then they're going to have trials the Giles trials very soon to fill out the other 2 slots. In more news, we have had the coach for the European team confirmed as being Faris Ben Lamkadem, Faradinho, and Craig also said that Owen Jones and Matej Szczynski are going to be on that team. I think that makes absolute sense, basing the team around those 2. So it's going to be interesting to see what Faris does with the other slots, in particular under 88 kilograms, where Europe are particularly strong. You could have Owen O'Flanagan, you could have Taylor Pearman, you could have Santeri Lilius. Maybe one of those guys takes the 88 and one of them go to under 99. So it remains to be seen as to how Faris is going to fill up the other slots. Will he just make picks, or will there be some sort of trials? So it looks like we've had a bit more idea as to who's going to be on B team. 1 grappler that's going to be on the Americas team, and we know their coach. 2 grapplers that are going to be on the European team, and we know their coach. Craig also said that he would like to see at least 1 wrestler take part, and he mentioned the name Pat Downey. So will we see Pat Downey in one of the teams? Will he go to the Americas team? Could he be a wild card for someone else? But that was something else that came out of Craig's interview that I noted down. And then the one other big bit of news that came out of that interview was Craig further explaining the quintet style format that CJI2 is going to run. And the way it looks like it's going to happen is each coach will select 1 grappler to go on the mat for the first match of their team's tournament matchup. So let's just say it was B team against New Wave in the first round. Dima, who's going to be coaching B team, could pick Nicky Rod. He might even be able to pick Victor Hugo if that wild card is correct, if my lip reading holds up to that suggestion. But yeah, let's just say he picks Nicky Rod. And John Danaher, who could be coaching New Wave, picks Giancarlo Bedoni. Those 2 have a match. Winner stays on. And then the losing coach has a small amount of time, maybe 10 to 15 seconds, to select the grappler from their squad that they want to put up against the person who just won that match. So if Nicky Rod stays on the match, John Danaher would then have a call to make. Who does he send up? Could it be Big Dan? Could it be Luke Griffith if they're on the New Wave team? We'll find out on the event. So you've got that element of surprise, element of suspense. Who's going to step up after that match? And Craig's likening it to a Royal Rumble style format, where when you're watching the Royal Rumble, you know the first 2 entrants, but thereafter, you don't know who's going to come in at number 3 all the way up to the last entrant at number 30. So it's going to create a good bit of surprise, a good bit of suspense, and hopefully keep everyone engaged with guessing as to who steps up next. It also means that the coaches have a huge role, because they're going to have to think on the fly. It's not just a predetermined lineup where we're going to put 1 through 5 in this order and you hand in your slip before, and that's the way it's going to go. There's going to be a chance to mix things up as you go. And it's also going to be interesting as to who each coach picks as their first grappler to put out. So do you run the risk of putting your 66 guy out first, and then the opposing team could put their over 99 kilogram grappler out first? Or will we see guys just do the safe bet? We'll put the big guy out first, and then we'll see how it plays out thereafter. So what do you think about that as a format for CJI2? Do you think it's a good way to go? Do you think it's a nice little addition to the CJI2, the quintet style that we've seen before, that's now going to be taking part in CJI2? And then what do you think about B team? Does it sound like a strong 5-man roster if they've played the wild card in the way that it looks like they might have? What about Americas? Is Greg Souders a good coach for that continent? DeAndre Corby, is that a sensible pick for the under 66. What do you think about Europe with Faris at the helm, and then Owen Jones and Shazinski taking the 2 lighter weight slots? And then, like I said, what do you think about the format? And what are your overall thoughts on CJI2 at this stage? Let us know in the comments, and we'll be back on the Jiu Jitsu Oracle, keeping you up to date with all the news regarding the 2nd edition of the Craig Jones Invitational.